Hi, in this video, let us see how to perform DC analysis of a fixed bias common emitter amplifier. The circuit of the common emitter amplifier is shown on the left side of the screen. This is the circuit. VCC is the DC supply source. Resistors RB and RC form the biasing network. The input AC voltage signal Vi is the signal that should be amplified by this amplifier circuit. This input signal source is applied to the amplifier using the input coupling capacitor C1. V0 on the other hand is the amplified version of input signal Vi, and C2 is the output coupling capacitor. The main aim of performing DC analysis on this amplifier is to find different branch currents, different node voltages, and the power dissipation of the active device, which is the BJT in this case. In order to perform DC analysis, let us follow the following steps. The first step is to remove all the AC signal sources. There are two AC signal sources, Vi and V0. We are performing DC analysis and we do not want to include the effect of these AC signals on different branch currents and node voltages. So let us remove all the AC signal sources first. For all the DC signals, the capacitors act as open circuit. So first step is to remove all the AC signal sources by open circuiting all the capacitors that are present in the circuit. So I need to open circuit C1, so I'll remove C1. I need to open circuit C2, that will in turn disconnect V0. So all the AC signal sources are removed if we open circuit capacitors C1 and C2. If I do that, then the circuit looks something like this. The next step in DC analysis of this amplifier is to mark all the branch currents and node voltages. So let me start by marking different currents that flow in this particular circuit. The current that flows through resistor RC is the collector current IC. This flows into the collector terminal of the BJT. Then the current that flows through resistor RB is the base current. It flows into the base of the transistor and I'll mark it as IB. And the current that is flowing out of the emitter terminal is the emitter current. I'll mark it as IE. Let me also mark different voltages that appear in this circuit. The voltage between the collector and emitter terminal is VCE, and the voltage that appears between base and emitter terminal is VBE. So our job is to find out these three currents and these two voltages. So in step 2, I have marked all the currents and the voltages, currents with appropriate direction, voltages with appropriate polarities. This is step 2. So let us see the next step. In step 3, we will apply KVL to the input side loop and we will find the expression for the input current, that is IB. So let me show you the side loop. It starts from VCC, it goes through the resistor RB, through VBE all the way to the ground. So let me apply KVL to this loop and find the expression for base current IB. So the KVL is something like this. So we start with VCC, then we encounter RB. So VCC minus IBRB. IBRB is the voltage drop across the resistor RB. Then we encounter VBE, next voltage drop. So minus VBE, and that's it. We have reached the common terminal equal to 0. So the expression for the base current is IB. I'll rearrange the terms. So IB is nothing but VCC minus VBE by RB. So this is the expression for base current IB. VBE is equal to 0.7 volt. It is around 0.7 volt for a forward biased silicon transistor. If we are using a germanium transistor, then VBE will be in the range of 0.3 to 0.4 volt. So IB is equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. So this is the expression we obtained by applying KVL to the input side loop. Next step is to find the collector current IC. So collector current IC is this current, and in a BJT we know this IC is always equal to beta times IB. So IB we have found out in step number 3. We can easily find out IC because beta of a transistor is a known parameter and beta is known as current gain of the transistor. So beta is known as current gain. It is the ratio of IC to IB and it's a known parameter for a given transistor. So easily we can find out what is the collector current IC. Once IC is found out, we can move to next step. In the next step, we will apply KVL to the output side loop and we will find the expression for the voltage VCE. So the output side loop starts from VCC and goes all the way through resistor RC through this voltage VCE to the common point. So let me apply KVL to the output side loop. So KVL expression is something like this: VCC minus ICRC. ICRC is the voltage drop across the resistor RC. So VCC minus ICRC, then we encounter the voltage VCE. So minus VCE is equal to 0. There are no more voltage sources. So after VCE, we are reaching the common terminal equal to 0. So let me rearrange the terms and we get VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. So we found out what is the voltage across the device, that is the BJT. The active device is the BJT here. So VCE is the voltage across the device and IC is the current flowing through the device. This is step number 5. In next step, we will find all the node voltages and the static power dissipation of the device. So let me mark the different node voltages here. I'll mark it with a different color. See, the node voltages are measured with respect to the common terminal. So this is collector node. So I'll mark this as VC. So VC is the voltage measured at this node with respect to the common terminal. And this is VE. So voltage at this particular point with respect to the common terminal, and we can easily see that VE is directly connected to the common. So VE is 0. And this is the base terminal what we have here. So voltage of this terminal with respect to the common node is VB. Okay. Since we have found out VCE in the previous step, so this is plus minus VCE. Using the double subscript notation, we can find out what is the node voltage VC. So we have this expression. So this is a double subscript notation. VCE is equal to VC minus VE. And we know that VE is 0 because this emitter terminal is directly connected to the ground point here. So VE is equal to 0. So VC, node voltage VC, is nothing but the voltage across the device VCE. So similarly, in the previous slides, we have seen what is this voltage for silicon diode. VBE will be close to 0.7 volt. So that is a known fact. So let me make use of double subscript notation once again to find out what is the node voltage VB. So VBE can be written as VB minus VE. So VE is once again 0. So node voltage VB is same as VBE. So we found out VC, we found out VB, and we already know what is the node voltage VE. This is equal to 0 for fixed bias configuration. We can also find out the voltage between the terminals base and the collector VBC. So using again the same double subscript notation, so I'll write it here. VBC is nothing but VB minus VC. VB minus VC is VBC, and we have calculated what is VC, we calculated what is VB. Plugging in these values, we can easily find out VBC, and for an amplifier circuit in common emitter mode, VBE should be a positive voltage, that is the base emitter junction must be forward biased, and base collector junction must be reverse biased. So if you plug in all the values, you should expect a negative voltage. VBC should be negative voltage, indicating the base collector junction is reverse biased. Once this is done, we can go ahead and calculate what is the static power dissipation of the transistor. So static power dissipation is denoted as PD. So power is voltage time the current. So static power dissipation of the BJT is given by the voltage across this BJT, so which is VCE, times what is the current flowing through the BJT, which is nothing but IC. So IC is the current that is entering the device, and the current exiting this device is IE, and IE is approximately equal to IC. The base current is very negligible, so we can treat IE to be equal to IC. So the static power dissipation of this device is VCE times IC. So this is a very important parameter. More the static power dissipation, the transistor gets heated more. So we should always find out the static power dissipation of the device and make sure that it is well within the range specified for that particular bipolar junction transistor. So that's where this parameter comes into picture. It plays a very important role. So the Q point of this configuration is, Q point is the quiescent point. It's an ordered pair. So it is VCE comma IC. We found out both the parameters, and this is the Q point for this particular circuit. This completes DC analysis of the fixed bias common emitter amplifier. So let us have a quick look of what we did. In the first step, we removed all the AC sources. We disconnected all the AC sources by open circuiting all the capacitors, because capacitor acts as open circuit for the DC signals. We applied KVL to the input side loop and found out the expression for IB, which is equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RB, where VBE will be close to 0.7 volt for silicon BJTs. Then using this relationship, IC is equal to beta times IB, we calculated what is the output collector current IC. Beta is the current gain of the transistor and it is a known parameter. Then by using IB and IC, we can calculate IE, because IE is nothing but sum of base current plus the collector current, and base current is very negligible. So emitter current IE will be approximately equal to the collector current IC. Then applying KVL to the output side loop, we calculated what is the voltage across the device BJT, which is VCE. So VCE is equal to VCC minus IC. RC is the expression what we obtained. And then we know this fact, VE is equal to 0 because emitter terminal is directly connected to the ground in fixed bias configuration. So VE is equal to 0. Then using double subscript notation, we found out what is VB. So VB is VBE plus VE. So VE is equal to 0. So VB is same as VBE and VC is same as VCE. We can also find out what is VBC. So VBC is VB minus VC. Then the static power dissipation of the device PD can be calculated as product of VCE into IC. VCE is the voltage across the device. IC is the current flowing into the device. And please make a note here. We calculated the static power dissipation considering only the voltage across the device at the output side and current flowing through the device only at the output side. We did not consider the input side current IB and the voltage drop VBE, because VBE is a very small value, around 0.7 volt. IB is also a small value. So this will not add much to the static power dissipation. So most of the power dissipation is happening because of IC. So PD, static power dissipation of the device, is calculated as product of VCE and IC.